My week 3 game was against Fizz in the Atlanta Hawlucha, and if you ever wanted to see me play like complete dog shit, this is your chance. So I tried the same leadoff strat that I've tried the last 2 weeks, which is lead off with Swampert, mega up as you get rocks, and this time it actually works. He leads with Bronzong, which I didn't expect to see. I also didn't expect to see a Reuniclus and Gengar, but I guess that's neither here nor there right now. So he's also going to set up rocks, and then I'm just going to go for Waterfall because it's going to hurt basically everything on his team that he wants to switch in, but he winds up going for a Trick Room, which tells me that Normal Gem Explosion is on the way, and then Reuniclus is coming in, and it's going to deal a ton of damage to me. I do have a Max Spit F Fortress on this team, which is intended to just set up spikes, maybe get a spin-off and die, because I knew this was going to be a total offensive slugfest against Fizz. We both got super offensive teams, and this team that I've built in particular is very, very super hyper offensive. So that's just kind of the strategy that I'm going to go for. So Reuniclus comes in, and Fortress can take Energy Ball, it can take Psychic, it can take whatever this thing wants to really go for, except HP Fire, but because I am a rain team, I'm also not expecting him to have that. So as I come in, I take rocks, and I take, I don't know, around 56 points, I think, from a Psychic. So, yeah, exactly 56. So I'm going to set up a layer of spikes and just hope that he knocks me into custom range. Right now he needs to deal 59 points, and I'll be there, and he deals 58. So first little bit of bad luck is I get my cust up at 45, I live at 46. Not, you can't really complain about damage rolls, especially when you hope for higher ones, but seriously, neither one of those could have done one more point of damage. Anyway, this is where I make the first major mistake of the game, is I go into Politoed, which that's not the mistake. The mistake is staying in for an Energy Ball. For whatever reason, it slipped my mind that Energy Ball got bumped up to 90 base power, so I'm expecting to be able to take it and still take another round of rocks, even though this is a physically defensive Politoed, but just because I know how much damage I'm supposed to take, just because I've played this game way too much. But his energy ball does a little bit more than I expect, and then I get a burn, so I can't even rest on the bloody thing the next turn because he's not Magic Guard, he's Regenerator. So a little bit of good luck in my favor turns out to be bad luck because it kills his dude off and gives him momentum, and Polito's not able to rest. If I'd been able to rest, I could have taken another round of rocks, definitely, and switched into. And honestly, that looked like he would have died from Life Orb at that range. But them's the breaks. You can't control stuff like that, and I'm not going to complain about getting a Scald Burn any more than I already have. So, because my rain turns are now limited, I figure I need to go into Kingdra and just deal as much damage as I can, and I miss my Hydro Pump. If I'd hit that Hydro Pump, his Gyarados would have been at a lot lower than after the second Hydro Pump hits, because after he Megas, he gains 30 base special defense, so he's able to take it a lot better, and we'll see later if having a little bit of extra damage would have come in handy. So because I'm expecting him to be defensive, because he just used Dragon Tail against me, I'm not expecting Waterfall to KO at this range, so I have to go for Stone Edge. And I guess that winds up being the right play. It thankfully hits, and Waterfall doesn't do 50% to Keldeo regardless, but now it puts me in a weird position because if he's Timid max speed with a Scarf, this is actually a speed tie, so if he's Specs, then I guess, I just flat out outspeed him, but if he was Scarf, which I don't expect him to be because he has a Scarf Gengar, which he brings in right now, then that was a speed tie, and I guess that's a bit of luck, but in comes Gengar, and I wasn't expecting this thing to be Scarfed, actually, and I kind of wanted to force him to be Scarfed. After Rocks, Aqua Jet has a very slim chance to KO. I think it's 7% chance or whatever, so I didn't really want to go for that. I just wanted to force him to be Scarfed, because if he's sub-Life Orb, that's a friggin' big problem. But thankfully he's Scarfed, and this is where I make a super conservative play, and I should have just been aggressive. Gyarados comes in, and because I missed my first Hydro Pump but hit my second one, it lives Spikes damage and Stealth Rock, and I went for Spore. I should have gone for Stun Spore or anything else because I need something to be asleep. His Magnet Stone could have been sub, and I was kind of thinking about that, so I figured I may as well get something asleep, but Gyarados was not the right thing, and then I think there's no friggin' way he's gonna stay in. So I just went out into Swampert expecting to go to Magnezone and trying to get a little bit of momentum that way, but he stays in, he winds up having a Sleep Talk, he rolls Waterfall, and that's the game. Like, there's nothing else I could do, you know, once this thing went down. I don't know if he had Rest on that set. If he did, then I guess I got a bit unlucky, or I didn't get lucky, I guess, and he didn't roll Rest, but he would have had another chance this turn, assuming he didn't wake up, that is, and, you know, because he's able to just save that thing as sleep fodder now. I can't sleep this Magnezone, and it's just going to slowly kill me with Signal Beam. There's nothing I can do. So, this was just a Murphy's Law game, pretty much. Anything that could have gone wrong did. Fizz didn't bring the team I expected him to bring. I expected to see Virizion. Did not expect to see Reuniclus. So, I could have dealt with those things, though. Unfortunately, even things that are normally considered lucky, like a nice early Scald Burn or a lower damage roll, they just didn't work out for me. They screwed me right in the ass. And, you know, throw in a Hydro Pump miss, and I guess that equals a loss for me. That's not to say I got hacks. That's to say I did not play to my team's strengths. This was a super offensive team, and I tried to play way too conservative. And when I did try to play aggressive, it just didn't work out. Like when Hydro Pump missed, or when I tried to switch Amoonguss into Swampert on his Mega Gyarados. If I just stayed in and gone for Giga Drain, or if I just Giga Drained in the first place before I'd spored, you know, this game is totally different. I still have, like, this Magnezone winds up being Assault Vest, with very little speed investment, so Swampert could have outsped it. It turns the endgame into an interesting, like, predict fest. Like, does he go to Gengar? Does he not? Do I Earthquake? Do I Waterfall? You know, that kind of thing. I could have eventually Stun Spored Gengar, maybe, and Kingdra could have outsped it too, so I don't know. It just becomes a big, old clusterfuck. Like, I think Gengar does like 40% maximum to Amoonguss, so it could definitely take the hits. But, you know, that kind of thing, I'm just not going to worry about it anymore. So, next week I play against Gubbs, who's leading the division. Right now he's 3-0. I haven't played a team who's lost yet, unfortunately, but I will eventually, so I'm not too worried. It's a big game next week. If I lose, I'm really far behind. Not out of it yet, obviously, but really far behind. And if I win, I'm right back in the thick of things. So I just got to focus on that now.